Hello.
Hello,
I'm so
hello.
down compared to you.
You're what?
I'm always so down compared to you. I need to
Yes,
I
I'm
need
in my high chair. I'm in
I
my
need a
booster.
booster. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, everybody. So glad you
Hey,
could join
Ken.
us.
Hey,
So, how's
Jane.
life in Spain?
Still pretty warm.
Still pretty warm.
Still
Well,
pretty warm,
actually,
yes.
we're having a little
Yes.
hot period as well over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Oh,
Yes.
somebody's back from CookieCon. Julie, how was
Yeah.
it? Good
Camille.
afternoon, Kansas. Hola.
Yeah. I mean, CookieCon at the end of the day, it's fun, but it's the shopping, right? You get a lot of cool stuff there all in one place. You get to
Lots of spending.
lots of spending.
Yes. Hey, Lynn. Bobby is here. Diana is here. Thanks for joining us. Oh, yes. How was the Thanksgiving?
Oh, our Thanksgiving was very nice, quiet at home, and yeah, we didn't. I didn't make a turkey. I made chicken. It was just because the turkey takes so long, so I just
Yeah,
made
that's
chicken,
true.
and everybody closed their eyes and pretended it was turkey.
Hoy from Holland. Is that how you say like hoy? Is that feels like
Hello.
that's a greeting? Hoy, hoy. I like that.
Well, welcome everybody. So we're decorating cookies, and Han decided to keep her promise.
Oh,
And
where is
are
he?
you?
Let
Do you have
me
the
get him.
preview?
Let me get him.
You have
Let
the
me
preview? So Han's gonna start today,
get
and
him.
she's got her prodigy, or what is this?
Well, this is
What is it? Oh, your muse, your muse. That's
news. Well, this is Buster. If you remember last year, I had a big um,
blowout.
of the piping bag. And why did we do that? Like, was he there? I don't
Well,
remember.
you had him in the background.
Yeah, I guess I had him background. Originally, I bought this for my niece because she loves penguins, but now he's permanently attached to me. Until she arrives, I think. So his name is Buster because you guys decided to call him Buster, and he's been hiding in a closet. And I finally decided to make cookies, penguin cookies. Okay, so and I'm using actually a round cutter. I had baked these round cutters. Sometimes I find it's hard to find a nice penguin shape. Do you have nice shapes?
I have a couple actually, but it's
Yeah.
not like I've actually used them. But yes, I do have a couple of pretty good penguins.
Yeah, that's great. So if you don't have any, you can also kind of option for a round cutter. And this is going to also ship really well, so you don't have to worry about breakage or anything like that. And today I'm using my sugar cookie recipe. It's the most popular recipe on my blog, hanielas.com. The cutout cookie recipe. It's a recipe between it's a cross between shortbread and sugar cookie. Okay, so I've got my cookies here. This is a 3-inch, and this is a template. It almost looks like a bust, right? Like a bustier.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so I'm going to try to, hey Amber, I'm going to try to put this template up in my coffee shop, or it will be available probably also on the blog, this one. All right. So depending on how big of a face, if you will, you want, you can move it up. You can move it up and down. It will allow you to create a larger section of it on the top. Okay. So I'm going to use a marker, and this is you can't really see, it's all gone, the brown writing, but this was a Sweet Sugar Bell marker, brown marker. Okay. I'm just going to trace the outline. So then all of my cookies, the ones I'm going to be doing, will have the same kind of shape. All right. And here is my black icing. This is a icing that I colored with Super Black, Emery Color Brand food coloring. We always get the question about black food coloring, right, Mark? How do you get it so black, so black? I know this is pretty black, I have to say. So
Yeah.
I think two main things are the quality food coloring and then the resting time. It really does make a difference when you let it rest. And obviously, if you use a liquid food coloring, you will not be able to achieve the same darkness because it's already diluted. So you want to use concentrated. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, please hit the like button as well. Yes, thanks. Okay. Thank you, Diana. All right, so this is about 15-second consistency that I'm going to be using today.
So just your FYI, everybody, the lives are saved to Facebook or YouTube, whichever you're watching on. So you can rewatch if there's anything you want to, re-see, or you want to watch the previous live streams, they'll be available. Oh my gosh, Victoria's expecting snow in Colorado, in the mountains.
Oh no.
No, thank you.
Although I love watching snow when it's snowing and you are inside and you have a fireplace going. It's beautiful to look at when you are warm. I like to build a snowman. Do you like building snowman?
Yeah, occasionally. I have a question here from Kim. She's asking for a marker recommendation that the tip stays nice. And if I can answer quickly, well, it's very important to use the marker that you want to have stay nice only on icing. Don't use it to write on your cookies and then back on the icing, like just icing surface.
What do you mean right on the cookies? You mean directly on the surface? Yeah,
yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes. So I don't know, which one are you going to recommend?
Well, I have both of them. So I have the one you have, and it is very, very good. The one that I use, the drip color, the only difference is the tip is even smaller. So that's the only difference.
Oh, it's even smaller?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is, okay, so you have the drip color, and this is a rainbow dust. This is the one that I use. I don't have the drip color that Mar has. And this one is a dual tip marker. If I can get this open. So this is pretty much a standard size. But you see this marker, this one, I only use for tracing on cookies, like you saw me in a minute ago, directly on a cookie when I'm tracing a pattern, like a design. The reason you don't want to use it on your icing because the tip, it gets a bit distorted, like with all the the surface of the cookie is a bit rough. Icing is a lot smoother. So make sure maybe you can mark them. I have couple markers that I've marked with washi tape. Is it called washi tape?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the colored tape.
Yeah, the colored tape or something like that. This one I don't use on cookies. I use this only on icing.
Exclusively on your icing.
Yeah, that's a good tip, Mark. All right, so here as you saw, I iced the base, and then you have to let it crust. Lucky for you, I've got one here.
So do you have your drip, not your drip color, but the rainbow dust in your shop? Victoria's asking.
Yes, I do have all the food colors and all the markers that I like to use. It's listed actually in my Amazon shop. Okay. So if you go into my Amazon, if you type into Google Amazon Hanilas, it will come up, and then I have lots of categories. Just find a category that says either edible markers or food colors or something like that.
So if anyone has recommendations for the diabetic sugar stuff, because I don't use that.
I don't really use a lot of that, like reduced sugar products. I just answered an email to someone about this because I did a bit of a research, but I can't remember now the names of the products. There's a It's if Amber is on a call, she would probably know. Sphere. Then there is like a.
But people that are watching us, the viewers, usually will pop in because there's
So maybe one of you guys, if you are more familiar with the brands that you use and that you've been happy with. Yeah. There are several brands on the market. Yes, Sphere. Yes, exactly. Monk fruit also. Yes, thank you, Debbie. Those are, yes. I've read lots of good stuff about monk fruit. I don't know. Is that how it's spelled? It's pronounced monk fruit? Like.
I think so. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna switch the colors. This is obviously white. We're going to fill this section with white. You just want this black to be crusted. This has been sitting for a couple hours, so it's more than ready. Because there's no shine. If you haven't decorated cookies before, you can see the difference. This one is freshly iced, and it has still a very shiny surface, so it's going to kind of go away once it. Yes, erythral, that's the one. Yes. Thank you. Yes, yes. I've read all about those, but I don't remember all the names. Okay. So now I'm going to actually make my tip a little bigger because it's a bit small. So, okay. Now I'm going to start piping around the edge here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the pressure on my piping bag so more icing is coming out. And I'm going to go around the edge, okay? This way I don't have to go back with a scribe.
Bobby's asking about gold luster dust. You use the.
I use several. I really do like the Ready to Go from. Let me just plot this and I'll look up the name. Cake Sticks.
Oh yes.
It's Ready to Go.
Sweet sticks.
Sweet sticks, and then I have several in a dry form. I really like the hybrid that I have. It's a like Aztec Gold hybrid. It's very lustrous and very nice. It has very nice coverage, but the coverage not only depends from the product itself, but it also depends if you're painting with it. It also depends on the product you're using to make the paint. Okay. I find the higher the alcohol content, the nicer it kind of appears when you are making your own edible paint. What's the brand you like to use? You don't use a lot of luster dust.
Well, recently I was finishing off because over the years, stuff enters the market and everybody starts using it. So people were using non-toxic because that's what was available. And then for non-toxic on a cake is a lot easier because you can just take it off, but you can't really take off elements on a cookie. So then they started really coming out with a lot of fully FDA edible stuff. But the FDA stuff was nowhere near as shiny as the non-toxic. So I was finishing up my Rolcom non-toxic. And now I was using, it's called here, I have the Sugar Art one and I have the Roxy Rich.
Yes, Roxy Rich. Red. Roxy Rich, I really like.
Golden.
So here are, okay, so I'm going to bring up these two, this one. And I absolutely love the products. I don't know if we still sell them under, this is also, this is Aztec Gold Roxy Rich. It's very nice. Roxy Rich is very nice. And it's very popular also. You should be able to get it. And a lot of the online shops, carry the product. And they also carry Petal Dust. If you ever look into using some Petal Dust, they also carry that. And I also have some, this is the brand Crystal Colors. I have several of their Petal Dust as well. But, this is the one I love using, but I don't know if you still cells. This is a hybrid from Alan. Have you ever gotten, anything from,
Yes. I used to actually
I
drive
can't even
across
see,
the
this is so
border.
small. Alan, I can't say his name. Oh, Global Sugar Art, yes.
Yes, I used to drive across the border directly
Global
to the
Sugar
store.
Art, they also have nice products. This is their old gold. Oh yeah, I only have a little left. But this, unless you use it very, very frequently, this stuff does last for a while.
Is that fully edible?
This is actually edible, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And this is made in Canada as well. This one.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is the one I was talking about. This is ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Art just came out with a new product. Okay. This is the ready to go. This is sweet sticks. The only thing is you do have to shake it, before you use it, because the metallic mica particles, they tend to settle on the bottom. So make sure that you give it a good shake before you use it. What's good about these products, the dry form Petal Dust, the dry form Luster Dust, that once you make the paint and the alcohol evaporates, you can just kind of scrape it off and you put it back in the container and you can reuse it. Okay. So now I've got all right, so we are ready to, I'm actually going to start on my little decorations. Okay. So I'm going to be making a headband on my penguin. So I already started here, but I'm going to quickly show you. Okay, here's my bag. All right. So
It's a floral crown, not a headband.
What is it called?
A floral crown.
Oh, pardon my French. Okay, a floral. Okay, I can't even pronounce it.
Isn't that fancier? I'm wearing a floral crown.
Okay, Buster, you gotta have floral crown. I mean, this is okay. I think I messed up because I'm making is he?
Does it matter?
Is he a guy?
Doesn't matter.
You're gonna love it, Buster. All right, so this is obviously poinsettia. So I'm making this Christmas themed. But you can obviously use different flowers, all right? So I've got some of these already here. So this is a template I have underneath. This is a pretty small flower. These are not huge, not very big, so they are great for cookies. Now, I don't normally pipe on a sheet like this, but I've done it in the past, and it's not super, like, I'm not super comfortable doing it this way because I like to spin the flower nail, but this is very fast, I have to say. Mar, you've been doing this for a long time, right? Using a sheet like this to make the flowers.
So it could be Dracula, but she's making a penguin.
It's a very friendly penguin. All right. So I'm using, this is a piping bag that I cut on a V shape, guys. I'm using pretty stiff foil icing, and I'm going to now turn it so I have the seam in the middle like this, and we're gonna pipe basically tiny little petals or leaves, if you will. Totally weird question, but what camera are you using for live streaming? Mar, maybe you can.
Well, right now she's seeing your camera, but I'm using
my camera. Okay, so this is actually Sony. It's a Sony FD something. Okay, my glasses have to come off. So it's FDR AX33. It's a Sony FDR AX33. It's a high definition 4K, but I rarely use the 4K feature because it's whenever you upload, they usually downgrade it anyway. Right? All right, so I'm gonna.
You're not in frame.
Oh, I'm not in frame. Sorry, folks. All right. I have so many cookies around me. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the same petal on all of them. Oops.
So those 4 are the only 4 fit. Okay, there you go.
So now I'm gonna turn it. Doesn't matter, I suppose, which way. You just want to get around. This one, I guess I can fit in more. Like I said, these are super tiny. You can make these are realizing transfers. So what's great about these, you can make these ahead of time. Now I'm gonna try. Now we can make 2 more. I mean, I have to say it's a lot faster than
It is.
it is significantly faster. Like you're skipping that step of putting the parchment onto the flower nail.
And then taking it off, not to mention storing them after. You can just pick up the whole sheet and put them aside. They're already kind of...
Absolutely. Absolutely. I made, sorry, something got in my eye. All right.
Victoria's asking, do you put corn syrup in your icing?
Not when I'm making flowers like this. No. If you want to, you can add corn syrup to your royal icing. It does aid with a little bit of shine, and it also makes the icing a bit softer. But I wouldn't rely solely on corn syrup to make it shiny. You also have to employ like air circulation, faster drying.
But I think the thing that isn't really kind of factored in many times is just the difference in ingredients. Like not all meringue powder gives the same result. Not all sugar gives the same result.
Yes, that is true.
So it's more than corn syrup. It's more than drying. It's your actual ingredients that you're finding locally in your area.
So at this point, you would repeat how many you need, and then you let these dry. So these have been drying. These on this side, the 2 rows here, these have been drying for a couple hours. So I'm just gonna remove them. Okay, and we can kind of go ahead and get the other decorations ready. Now these are optional. I'm just going to show these to you. If you have a project that you want to get a head start on small leaves like this, you can create these also ahead of time. For this project, I tried it. It's not really necessary, so I'm not really going to demonstrate, but just so you can see that you can also make the leaves ahead of time. And I will have the templates.
What's your consistency, Han, for your transfers?
For these transfers, all right, so let me bring up a small piece. So for these transfers, now I've got my red here. It's pretty stiff. You see, it's pretty thick. This is my black, the flat that I was using. You see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
So that's about the difference that you want to kind of factor in when you're making flowers. If you want to make petals like this that they're gonna hold it shape, you need to use thicker icing. If you use icing that is this runny, obviously it's going to just like
there's nothing holding it up.
It will be flat. Okay, so you want to use icing that is a bit thicker, and this one is also a bit thicker. You don't want it to be overly stiff, but it should be thick enough so it holds the petal like this. Hello, Mary Jean. All right, so I've got my penguin here, and we're going to make the eyes first. Okay, let me find. Oh, here it is.
So, Julie, you're asking how long you can keep your fondant embellishments. I wouldn't make a ton in advance, like if Christmas is coming, if you want to make them for Christmas, they'll be fine for up to Christmas. I'd say like 3 months. What do you think, Han? Does that seem about?
Yes, that seems about right. You know, last time you lost the cookie, now I lost the petal dust. Did I accidentally put it back where it belongs?
I found that my fondant decorations over time tend to yellow.
Oh yes, that could yes, that could easily happen. Come on, where did you go?
Because there's gelatin in it, eh? So.
I can't find my. Okay, so I'm gonna be using this one. This is a petal dust also. I've got a baby blush petal dust, and I can find it. So instead, I'm gonna be using this one. This is Wilton. How do you get your royal icing soft looking but stiff to settle without melting? I'm not. I don't.
Well, if she's saying like
it is soft. Like when you make royal icing, it's a soft, medium. It's not like it's soft medium. It's hard. It's very pliable, but it just has to hold the peak. So when you pull the spatula or whatever you're using to mixing it, when you pull it up, it should hold the peak. If it's not holding the peak, if it's going fully down, then you need to, consider a new recipe or adjust the amount of powdered sugar. All right. So let's get this. I can't find anything. Okay. Is this it? No. No. Okay.
she basically just cut the piping bag into a V, right, Han?
What tip did you use for this? I only cut it with scissors because I don't have a super small leaf tip. So I cut a V shape, okay? I cut a V shape. You see how it's cut? It's a V shape. When you're cutting the V shape like this, without the tip, you want to make sure that you're cutting it with a seam on the side, so you flatten it like this. Then I cut straight across first. So I create two corners basically, cutting a small portion across, okay? Like you're making an opening, like a round tip. And then I utilize those corners for the V shape. And then when you're piping, you need to turn it this way. So the seam is on the top, okay? Okay, all right, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mark where the eyes are gonna be. So for that, you can use your scribe. Oh, this is still wet. Oh, is this the one I just did? Okay. I couldn't tell. All right, so you can just make a little hole and then you go, and you just, want to approximately. Okay, so I've got two holes there. That's where the eyes are gonna be. And underneath the eyes, I'm gonna add some blush. So this is petal dust, this is pink petal dust. Oops, and I'm just gonna add it here. Now, the white icing ideally should be fully, not ideally, it needs to be fully, oops, I'm spreading it all over. It should be fully crusted. If it's too soft, then you're going to make a dent in your icing, okay? Now, last week I talked about removing the dust using, a flow of air, so you can use that to get the petal dust out of the icing. All right, so now I'm gonna make the ice quickly, and then this should be. I'm trying my best to get to be under 30 minutes, but I don't think it will happen more. All right, so let's do the first eye. Okay, now I'm going to create, let me do both. Okay, I'll do both at the same time so it's faster.
So that's exactly the same icing you use to do the head, like the black area.
No, this one is a little thicker.
Oh, is it?
Yes. It's a little thicker because it will be too runny. Now I'm going to, now this is totally optional. I just decided to do some reflection dots here. So I'm doing 4 dots. Okay. Totally optional. It used to be super small. Okay. So now you can actually make the eyes ahead of time and then just pop them on. Okay. So now for the, I'm just going to use orange icing. This is about 20-second consistency. Super simple. Now with the scribe, you want to agitate the icing gently and then shape the point. And this is going to smooth it out so it's nice and smooth on the top. So that's for the beak. And for that, I just used orange icing, okay? Now I'm going to do, because this is a winter theme and Christmas theme, so I decided to add some snowflakes, because why not? I like in the beginning, my design was going to, he was going to, or she was going to have hands and she was going to hold the snowflake. But then I thought it's kind of dumb. She would be holding a snowflake. So instead, I'm just going to pipe the snowflake and that's all. And I'm using, this is a piping tip 105 petal tip. No, petal tip 105 PME. You can correct me, you know. If you say something that doesn't make sense. I don't think there is a petal tip 105, is there? It would be like, oh, like
I think so. So some options if you want to work faster, they sell very nice snowflake sprinkles, like Hans snowflake there is very pretty, but if you maybe struggle with fine detail piping, that's a good option. You could just use little decorative sprinkles.
Oh yes, absolutely. The sprinkles are always nice.
I went to Michael's this weekend. I was very disappointed. They haven't brought out much for Christmas yet. And I know Christmas is a certain time away, but I mean, the whole thing about the crafting world is you need to prepare in advance. So I would have thought they would have had their stock already.
All right. Yes, that is disappointing, isn't it? So now I'm going to start working on the flower crown, the stuff that you put on your head.
The floor. I really like the blue to kind of break up all that, like, you know,
Yes, all that like monochrome almost, like yes,
Yes.
like all that darkness. All right, so now to make the headband, I'm just gonna use some. This is brown. You can use, I think, any color because it's gonna be colored covered anyway. But I just wanted to create a like my trajectory for the crown. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here. And basically, it's just gonna be kind of like a branch. Okay. So I know that I'm going to place my flowers on there. All right, so to place the flowers, I'm going to be using, you want to use slightly thicker icing. You don't want to use icing that is too runny. Okay. And I'm going to alternate with the leaves. And for the leaves, I'm not going with the poinsettia leaf type. I'm going with more of a holly leaf. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to shape them a little bit. Do I need to show how to do that? I don't think I need to show. I'm going to do another one here. Okay, now we can put another poinsettia here.
Yes, Han was telling me about a shortage of truck drivers in Spain as well. I don't know
Yes,
where
that's
you're
quite
located.
something. It's a big problem, right? Yes. I'm trying to
Loving
see
it, Han,
Yes,
your design.
thank you. I'm trying to stock up on everything that I possibly can, you know.
Yes.
It's I have about, I don't know, 40 kilos of flour by now. But I need to like look at different It's selling so fast. I didn't realize, like, it's selling a lot. The 5 kilo, they sell 5 kilo. That's about what, 12 pounds. You don't have to add 2 leaves everywhere. You can just, add 1 leaf and then move on. I'm almost done. Oh boy. Okay. One more. One more. Let's do this one. And then 2 leaves on the end, or 1 leaf. We'll see. Okay. And then 1 more leaf from this side. Let's see. Okay, there. There is our cute little buster.
Super
in a cookie form. All right, so for those of you who are not familiar, this is buster. Oh. So.
Very cute.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna turn it over to Mar because I'm a little over time here. So thank you so much for watching me decorate my little penguin. And Mar is coming up next.
So let me see, is my camera on? Oh, do I have? Let me just check my focus here. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I decided to go back to.
I know what this is going to say. She can't just let it go. She can let it go. You know that song, Let It Go, Let It Go?
Is it showing? It's not
Thank
showing
you,
it.
everyone. No, it's not. Oh, I see something blue. What did you do? What did you do? Oh, that is so spooky. Very cool.
So I went back to Halloween. So if you guys have been following me, I did a beach version. I did a bee version. I recently this month launched a Christmas
How many
version.
did you do of these? How many did you do?
I just did this one.
No, but you did a lot of the boxes.
Oh, I've done a few, yes. So it's basically a concept of like how to gift your cookies, because sometimes you want to give them away, but anyway. So this is the version. So I'm going to walk you guys through it, and we'll do a little tutorial for some of the parts. So let me start here with my video.
I meant frozen version, I guess. I love beetles though.
So you'll find the supply list in my coffee shop. So I did add that. Everything is listed. So I've got quite a few, I have a stockpile of supplies, but you can see here the makeup sponges. You can get those at the dollar store. And so those are for your face. So usually cosmetic type things are safe for food. So you can use those sponges to paint your cookies. Then when I paint my cookies, I use it's Wilton, it's whitener, and that's what I use when I paint the raw dough before baking it. Then I use Christmas light sprinkles, which you should be able to find at your local bulk store. I did link them in the supply list. Then glow sticks, Halloween cookie cutters like cat or pumpkins and stuff. You can design your set how you want. Okay, so let me just go back to my so first thing here, I'm using this mat. So here it is. So this is a textured mat that you use.
I have the same one, huh?
With your dough. So here's the video. So I really brightened up the video because you couldn't even see it. The dough is so black. So that's why it's so bright, so that you guys could see. And then you see this gorgeous wood grain up here.
I love using that mat. Oh, it's awesome.
It is great. So you size your wood to the size of the box or whatever you want to make, but you size it like, and then this here, the dough is raw and frozen. You want it frozen because if you're pressing into it and it's raw and room temperature, well, you're going to dent it and damage that wood grain. So what's happening is, because the sponge is flat, when I run it across with the white food gel, well, the color is not going into the crevices. It's staying only at the highest part. And so it's basically accentuating that beautiful wood grain. So you do that and you just bake them The boxes are from Amazon, but you can look if you want to source that locally. My local kind of restaurant supply store has them, and you can find them there. Really, if you find them at a local store, you'll pay less, but I did put them in the supply list. Sketch to finished product. Yes, I don't know if I had sketched this particular one. So, okay, so you bake them, and now I'm doing that painted thing on the textured cookies, but you can just paint that on a regular nothing cookie, and when it bakes, it creates like a crackle effect. So you bake them like usual, and then I just want to show you guys. So here, this is the mat up close, okay? And here, see those red lines? So when I cut it to have it kind of puzzle together, well, you can cut right in the grain. And so then it's like easy to seam it back together. So in this particular case, I essentially remove that center portion. So that's where the monster's kind of creeping out of. You could have also an owl for a Christmas scene hiding in there with some branches and pine cones. You could do so many different things, you know, with this. Here you can see this is just small sticks cut, and you can do like planks, and you could add, you know, foliage.
This would be great also on a cake. Like if you do the planks, you can like on the outside around the cake, and the plank could be the width of the slice, so you could then utilize it as your slicing thing.
So I was trying to decide like how to decorate it. So the top part, I decided to do a spider web. And I didn't add the actual spider, but this is more of an inspiration thing I'm doing today to show you guys. So you can add whatever kind of creepy elements you want to add. You could add a stack of books. You could do that with a wedding cake cutter. So you could do like spells and different things. You could make a broom and have it leaning on the side of the box. I mean, you could do a cauldron. Yeah, Han?
How many times have you seen a spider on the spider web?
Well, recently, quite often, yeah, in our yard, we've got a lot of spiders.
Oh, you have? Okay, because I always think like they're not there because they're hiding. They're waiting for their next
okay.
You know, victim.
So now I've got my actual pumpkin here, and so this is the food color is a food for airbrush color, and it's called pumpkin. And you can see here, this is the color added to the icing. So this is airbrush color I used to color the icing, and then I airbrushed it. So I'm just going to demo here. So this, if you want to create like the sections for a pumpkin, you do your segments, the outer ones first, and then you can let that dry. And then when you come in and do the center one, well, you get that definition. So here I'm airbrushing, and I'm at the like position basically really on the side of the cookie, shooting on the orange color. And then this here is moss green. And I'm just kind of barely adding some of that color, and then some warts. And then I've got brown icing, super stiff with a star tip to add the stem. And I'm going over, you see, and I'm releasing the pressure as I know I want to stop, and it tapers. And I find it gives it just a different look, the stem hanging off. And we see the stem sometimes in green, but I think more realistically, when the pumpkin is ripe, the stem is kind of brownish, right?
Yes. I don't think it really matters. I like it this way.
So that's that. And now for the fingers. So here's the another version of it. So these are the fingers, and if you look, there are the Christmas lights. So the fingernails.
Oh, nice nail polish.
Is
awesome
it?
Idea.
Here, let me.
It's pointy and everything, and
yes, you see. So I was trying to think, what am I going to use for the fingernails?
Shiny. Fantastic.
And the Christmas lights were what worked perfectly. So you can see here. Let me pull out again. So you can see the eyes would be here, and the monster's kind of creeping out. And so the fingers, I airbrushed a little bit of shading.
Oh, it's a monster. I thought it was a witch.
Oh, well, whatever. She's a monster.
It could be anything. Oh, okay.
And then you can add your eyes. So here, let me just, a version here that I did.
Kim says, oh, I love this. Very cool. Everybody's going to be jealous.
So if you want to do a smaller version, you don't want to do a box. So you see here, maybe you don't like a lot of icing on your cookies. So you can make 3 sticks like this. You can see here, I've got them packaged in the bag.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And the eyes, the same thing as in the box. The eyes are actually googly eyes I picked up at the dollar store. And I secured them onto the bag here with the double-sided tape. So I thought I'd add some nails. So you can have eyes here if you want. Also, you could pipe, you know, some creepy eyes. The other thing, maybe if you can, is have the middle cookie with the eyes slightly rolled a bit thinner so that it looks like it's behind the planks, you know? And here, for this one, I had the fingers kind of all the way along the edge, but if you're going to be pushing them together like this, you can't have the fingers. They just have to be on the top, okay? So here, let's do I'll do a couple of fingers on this.
So the fingers are royal icing?
The fingers are royal icing with Christmas light nails.
Love it. Did you read what Kim wrote?
Did I what?
Very cool. Amber is going to be jealous.
She's jealous, yes.
Sally says the nails need to go to the Amber salon.
So they're perfect. They really are the perfect fingernails.
Everybody's loving it. Everybody's digging it, loving it. I love it too.
Let me focus here.
So there, you could also do you think you could also use? Now I'm thinking, like, if you don't have Christmas lights, do you think you could use? You know what I love is the sunflower seeds.
Yes, I did. You know,
sunflower seeds. They are not as uniform in shape like the Christmas lights. That's the only thing, right?
Well, I was actually going to use that, but I couldn't locate them.
It's hard, isn't it? Sometimes they're hard. I know, like, they would have like the Halloween ones, but I would get them at the bulk store. Bulk store would have them, the rainbow ones.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any luck, so I'm using my Christmas lights. All right, so so you can have the fingers kind of like in different lengths because of the pinky, right? So you want to make the finger the size so that the nail kind of works. Because if the nail is so big on this tiny stick finger, mind you could kind of do skeleton type thing, I guess.
Yeah, awesome.
So you're just kind of pressing it down into this icing. And then you can just hide the part, you know, that would be what's attaching the light. Like
you make like a cuticle, you
yes.
creating the cuticle or whatever.
And so then you can just fiddle with it until it heals. You see, there's the finger, and it's really easy. I mean, sometimes, Sally, if you're watching, I know I say some things are easy. This is easy. I promise it's easy.
Sally just commented. She says she's wondering if a cookie made of shortbread dough would work too. I think if you, I don't know if you would get the same effect because this is dark dough.
Well, you could paint the cookie instead of you could reverse it, paint it brush on brown instead of do the reverse that I did. Or gray.
Oh yeah, you could also use pumpkin seeds if you don't. You could use pumpkin seeds for the nails as well.
You'd need bigger fingers.
You need bigger fingers, yes.
See, there it is.
Jeremy's bag. Hello, Jeremy. So he put simple in simple. Yes, it is pretty simple. It's great.
I'm not fibbing this time. Sometimes I may be exaggerating. Oh, and my nail.
Well, where did you get the lights? There was a question.
So I got the lights, and I'll look at the lights with you in a second there. I'll show you what I was using, but I got them at the dollar store. Right now, Halloween stuff, the stores are full of Halloween stuff. You won't have problems to find.
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. So jealous.
So there, okay. And then for this, if you want, you can just pipe eyeballs on the center one, you see, like that. And then once
bye Julie, thanks for joining us. Have a good the rest of the week.
So I don't have any black icing.
Good luck with all of the work.
But you can add a black pearls here. Yeah, So you can add a circle and marker after if you wanted. But I'm going to just pop a pearl in for the pupil. But you see, there's your little monster. And this would be a cute version for before the who asked about the sugar shortbread. You could do a mummy version, make it look like it's a mummy. You know, the strips.
Oh yes, that's true. That makes yes.
So once these are dry, you can airbrush if you want in a darker green to create shading around your little fingers, and then you can use the fine tip marker to do knuckle lines. But it's just a cute idea, and this is the smaller version. So let's look at the box now. I'm going to pull these away. Oh, I just wanted to show you guys. So I painted, you saw me paint that, and this is from the same batch, you see? So I airbrushed this cookie dough. It's the same dough. So I airbrushed it instead of painting it on. And then I had white, because this is a super dark cookie.
I like that very much, the rose you did. I like that. I know you
and then I painted it. So
some information about it, but it's beautiful.
So roses are also sometimes can be used for creepy things. You could
oh
do,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, like that type of a thing. So here are the lights.
Debbie says that you are so organized, and she feels like a train wreck.
No, I'm a train wreck myself. It's just I have to kind of
everybody's
organized.
Jeremy, yes, it's the priority to make the wife happy. Then you can be happy. That's how it works usually. Wife happy, then the husband is happy.
So if you look a few live streams back, I did a pumpkin with holes in it, and this is to make the jack-o'-lantern glow, which is a super fun, easy project.
Is that your secret stash?
Yes.
She pulled that out.
So these I got for that, and this is like a different version here, and these came with another thing that you can tie, you see? So this works really well with the jack-o'-lantern, and I also have a video, a fast video on my Facebook if you want to watch it. And I think
it's a question. Cynthia is asking about the rose there. Everybody's loving the rose. Jeremy remembers Amber's crown she did with the rose on her Day of the Dead cookies. But Cynthia has a question. So is that a cutter or what? How did you make the rose?
Well, I have them here. I'll go get it. It's a wood mold that I just experimented with.
Jeremy, it's a wood mold.
It's an AliExpress purchase. So here, these are lights that go on your finger. So this is all in the kids section, the party section. Okay. The difference between this and this has a battery in it. And so this lasts longer than the glow stick, and they can be turned off, you see? But if you have small children, sometimes maybe they could eat the battery. That can be quite bad. Yes, so the glow stick is less, I guess, of a problem when it comes to that.
Everybody's loving it. Thank you, Kim.
So let's just look at the box here. So normally I would have all cookie. And so in this particular case, I wanted to have this gap so that it looked like the monster was kind of hiding behind. So let's move the pumpkin. So you could have a cat there. The other thing is if you're going to have something along the side, you can like cut the cookie. Let's say you were to do 2 pumpkins. Well, you could have one notched so that it fits more snugly in the corner, and then maybe have a smaller, see, like here, have a smaller one. Look how cute that is with 2 pumpkins as opposed to just 1. And so let's remove and show you the behind the inside of this. So this cookie actually broke. The chocolate cookies are softer than the vanilla cookies.
Yes, I do agree.
So this is kind of like a milky kind of colored mylar. And I did buy this for my stencils. I don't love it for stencils because you can't see through. But you see, I did kind of have it folded. So then it elevates the cookies, gives me space for the lights. So the lights are hidden there, and then I have more Halloween treats in there. So you could have mini chocolate bars in there and a few other little treats, you see. So you can prep your box, have it all ready, and then when you're closer to Halloween, pop your cookies. So you could do a pretty sticker, have it all ready to go, then just pop your cookies in and then deliver them. You see the box can close here. and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, what, you know, this is, nobody's going to be making these for anybody. You're going to be like, everybody's going to be floored. So basically that's it. So I'm going to put my cookie back. I'll go get that mold you guys are asking about. Did I touch everything? So here I'm showing you guys how to airbrush that. That's about it. So the textured matte is in the supply list. And when this is the thing I struggle with every time I make my silly boxes, is sizing the cookie, because they do expand right when they bake. So make them a bit smaller to make sure that they fit, or else it gets very tight. The other thing, when you put these cookies in the boxes, this is fat that was absorbed.
Oh yeah, it's kind of leaching into it.
Yeah, so you want to have like maybe foods, you know, like kind of wax.
Maybe like a waxy. They sell different like even like seasonal sheets that are like
yes,
printed designs, maybe like already cut.
Molds
You know? Or you guys have mentioned donut paper or whatever. That could also, I think, it could be used. She's on a hunt for the tool that she used to make the beautiful rose.
I brought them upstairs. I brought them upstairs. I just remembered to take my pictures. So that's it. So I have the supply list, and also in my coffee shop, I added the Royal Icing transfer templates. So 10 designs for you guys to get started on your Christmas production, so that you can get ready for your decoration. And then here it is. You see, you can see it glowing there. I couldn't show you guys, but that's funny. So you have, and then usually you're delivering your stuff. It's kind of dark, you know, so it kind of like makes it look a little bit creepier. Well, that's it. Any questions? Did I touch everything? I think I was pretty good.
No, you were excellent. It's 59. You are like.
I'm right on schedule.
You're perfect. Perfect.
The break looks natural. Yes, because it's wood, it's not so bad. But the chocolate cookie.
Did you show the thing you used to make the rose, or no?
I don't. It's upstairs.
Oh,
I took my pictures.
It's definitely hiding it.
Yeah, I just took my photos, but I have here, if you want to see the other version.
Everybody's loving it. So cool. Everything today was amazing.
Show you
the
other version.
And she can find it now. Yes.
So this is, because I bought a few to test them out. Is it this one here? So you can see the roses. Look at how pretty that color came out. And then this
beautiful. I know you were a little skeptical about that one, but I love that the rose mold. I really do. It's nice.
This is their other version. And then this one is probably my least favorite, not because it didn't work well or because it's not pretty, because I think it is, but I find that it's big for what you would maybe pair it with. Like if you would want to.
I think you could, if you do ornaments, if the ornaments are the round ornaments, it would be, I think it would still, it's
big.
Like
it's quite large.
It is on a larger scale.
Because if let's say you were to pair it with some pine tree branches or some holly or something,
could you trim it up somehow, like with one of the edges or something, like so it's small? I do like it. I have to say, I do like it.
It's not bad.
The rose is my favorite. I mean, it's so nice. The rose is very nice.
So the rose, again, I had shown you hand, but it's got a flaw in manufacturing.
Yeah, but you can't really don't focus. I wouldn't focus on it. I love it.
Well, if you want to buy it, that's why I want to mention it. So I purchased it on AliExpress, and the photos, of course, they show on AliExpress. It's gorgeous wood, like oak or something, but they ended up sending me like plywood they got at the Home Depot, and it had a glue seam. So they used 2 pieces of wood that were glued together, and so that glue seam creates like a line in the impression, which it doesn't like now because they're kind of artsy woodland kind of
very artsy, very like it kind of like becomes part of the design. It's not like a flaw per se, it's like a natural,
but you see it anyway
in the wood. Now Kim has a good idea, and I agree it would look nice with silver, like if you add silver and even like some snow with icing. And you could just
Yes.
have the cones along, as a single
Well, you see this, I
design
paired
in the
it.
whole platter.
So the plan was to pair this. These have royal icing and this has no icing. So some people like icing, some don't. So I guess with this, you could maybe make some holly leaf things and pair it, or some small ornaments, or I don't know, get creative with what you want to
Beautiful.
pair.
Beautiful. So we are 2 minutes
Over.
over. Awesome. I was a little
No, AliExpress.
too much time.
AliExpress.
AliExpress is where Marlene finds all her amazing new tools and.
Well, they have a lot of stuff, and usually, just not to say, but a lot of the resellers are purchasing their stuff from Chinese vendors and reselling on Amazon. So it's just I'm skipping the middleman.
So, we are also, guys, if you are new to our live streaming here on Facebook and YouTube, we also have a live on Friday every week, and it's going to be a 3 people live. We'll be joined also by our friend Amber of Sweet Dance. I'm not quite sure who is decorating this week, but it's.
I'll tell you if right now I have the schedule here.
Okay.
So on the 15th, Amber's off.
Oh, Amber is off. Okay. All right. Very well. So it will be Mara and I will be decorating. I will most likely do a seasonal project again.
Well, now my Thanksgiving is over, so it's just American Thanksgiving.
Yes, we have a Thanksgiving coming up, and there's a bunch of small holidays. Every day there is a
Yes,
appreciation day. October is also a breast cancer awareness month, so maybe I'll do something for that. We'll see. I don't know. I have nothing planned. If you have any suggestions, guys, just let us know in the comments. We always take those suggestions.
They were cookies. They were cookies, the flowers. I'll share a video in the group that was experimenting. So yeah, it was a success. So I will share them later on. So thanks everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support our live stream, you can contribute in our coffee shops. Han has all kinds of great stuff on there, as do I. Or you can sign up to our Patreon.
Now I have available a yearly subscription, which you will get, I believe it's 10% off if you subscribe for a whole year. And we will see you on Friday.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.